Hi everyone, it's your boy JJ again, back with the set review, all these tabs open, to take a look at all these cards coming out in set number 6, a Blazing Dragon Reborn. Let's take a look at one of the first ones being released for the Dragon Empire faction, Chakrabati Phoenix Dragon Nirvana Yeva. Choose one of your Trickstar and one Prayer Dragon, which is one of the new archetypes, one of the new races being introduced into this set. Call from drop, and you call them to the rearguard circle, which is pretty good, because one of the biggest issues with some of the newer cards we're going to be taking a look down the pipeline is that Nirvana being able to call something from the drop is really nice. Being able to reborn something is pretty good, especially since some of the prayer dragons have additional skills that you'll really be using and utilizing within your cross-dress mechanic. When this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, choose one of your rear guards within the cross-overdress state and stand it. So you have a multi-attacker. You can attack 4 times now. Sadly enough, that is kind of like the limitation that we have on the moment. I don't hate it. It's fine with me for now. 4 attacks is still pretty good. They have one with a guard restrict on it, but we'll get into that relatively shortly. I rate this a 5. I mean, you have to play this if you want to play the archetype. Very good on its own, because you can guard it with your Trickstar, plus a Prayer Dragon, plus you can go into your turn, and also discard a card to possibly get a whole lot of extra pluses on the board. I like it. It's a once per turn, get 2 back. It's a +1. I like it a lot. Alright, then we have Brilliant Equip Bram Varina. It's gonna laugh in Orphis. Hey, you can laugh in Orphis all you want, but with how big they get, Orphis needs a bunch of turns to do so. They kind of get this power out the gate. Crossover Dress, 1 Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon unit. You may place it by stacking on all the specified units instead of just calling it a rare. So we basically got Exceed Summoning. 2 materials make an Exceed. I mean, we kind of already had this with the overdress mechanic a little bit already with using 1 material, using 1 part of it, using a Trickstar, and it starts to stack, especially with the prayer builds, being able to stack your overdress on top of your van every single time. Then you have Continuous Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if this is in the crossover state, this unit gets plus 10k power, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, this gets plus 10k, so it's plus 20. It's a 33k rear guard by itself. Okay, sure. It's a 33k rear guard if you're in a crossover dress state. That's nutty. And it's continuous. That boggles my mind, especially if you're Persona riding that turn. That's a 43k rear guard. That could potentially restand if you don't have any other crossover dress units to restand. So nuts to me. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if this is in a crossover dress state, cost Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your columns and retire all of your opponent's rear guards in that column. Also with potential retire. Spicy. 5 stars. I mean, obviously you want to pick up this card. There's very little drawback in it, other than like obviously having to hit a Prayer Dragon plus extra stuff. It's Talisman, so it does not appear Prayer Dragon on its own. It's a good card. Just play it. It's 33. Alright, so we have the Jewel Sword Equip Garo Varina, one of the new Varina archetype units within the dress faction, crossover dress with a Trickstar and a Prayer Dragon. So every time I'm mentioning a crossover dress, it fundamentally almost always is a Prayer Dragon plus a Trickstar. So let's skip that as follows. It is also a triple rare. Continuous Rearguard Circle. This unit is in a crossover dress state. This unit gets plus 10k until the end for the battle of this unit attacked. When your opponent would call cards from their hand to Guardian Circle, they must call 2 more cards at the same time. Active on your opponent's turn too. So it is a 20k rear guard during your opponent's turn. So it's very difficult for your opponent to poke it off the board. Your opponent needs to actively try to push it, to actively use resources to get rid of this, which takes away from attacking into you, and there's more ways of being able to get this back from either drop zone or the board or your deck. I am very Very, very much interested in possibly playing this. Hero Hunter Garo? Yeah, Hero Hunter Garo, basically. This is the archetype I might be looking at. I have Trick Stars already, and I have most of the Overdress stuff, so your boy might be kind of looking at this kind of slanted, like, kind of juicy. The Prayer Dragon stuff is also relatively new, so it's easy to buy into, and you also have the PG reprints, and already have the Overtriggers already. Huh. We have Dragon Deity, King of Resurgent, Dragveda. This is the restanding Vanguard Overtrigger. Pretty good. That's it. Pick it up. Oh, about the Hero Hunter Garo. The Garo of Arena. Obviously 5-star. You play it. It's Garter Strict. Come on. It's good. It's really good. Alright. So we have Steel, the Wall Equip, Biru's Varina. Crossover Dress. When this is placed on Rearguard Circle in the Crossover Dress state, choose a card with Crossover Dress ability from your drop zone other than Steel Equip Booty's Varina and put it into your hand. And this is in a Crossover Dress state. This cannot be chosen by opponent's card effects and gets plus 5k power and 5k shield. And activate on your opponent's turn too. So it can't be retired by your opponent's stuff. And also cannot be chosen by opponent's card effects. That's kind of good as a double rare. It's a pretty good card. 5 stars. Because who does not like them? Plus 15k shield on a grade 2. I like me some Gerd. I like me some Gerd. I like this card a lot. Seal Blaze Dragon Shabadaba. Kind of reminds me of Nar. During your turn, if you have 2 more arms on your Vanguard Circle, so this is Balvras Agora support directly, drop. When your unit is placed from drop to Rearguard Circle, so Trick Moon or any other grade 1 or less that you possibly end up calling to Rearguard Circle, if your Vanguard is Seal Blaze Maiden Balsagra, Counterblast 1, call this card to Rearguard Circle. You almost always have Counterblast for this, and Trick Moon does give you a Counterblast back, and this is a Rearguard you can constantly keep on calling back, and this is pretty good. This is good. Come on, man. It's good. It's 5. It's 5 stars. You just play it. Come on. Flash Equipped Dragon Bramda. So, as I said before, like, I'll be, like, the cards that you have to play, at least 4 copies of each of them or more, I'm just gonna kind of skip over because these are the Prayer Dragons. This is part of the new race of archetypes that have been introduced into the set. You have to play 4 of each of these because they're very important, or at least minimum of 3. They're all 5-star for me because you have to play them. They're all really good. So you have the grade 1 that says, if this becomes original dress, cost Counterblast 1, draw 2 cards. Choose a card from your hand and discard it. You draw 2, discard 1. Sword Equipped Dragon, Gallon Knight. When this becomes original dress, choose one of this card's overdress units until end of turn. It gets plus 5. And if the outer dress is Jeweled Equipped Varina, so it gets plus 10. So your Varina, so it's only for the turn that it's dressed. So it doesn't stay permanently. But it's still plus 10. This is specifically for the grade 2 Varina. It does give 5k power to any of the dress that it's using it with, which is still good, but it gives an extra dress to the grade 2 one, the one with the Guard Restrict. So it can become 30k. Alright, and then we have Wall Equip, Buddhist Skill. When a card auto dress is retired from the Guardian Circle or Rearguard Circle during your opponent's turn, cost Soul Blast 2, call this unit to open Rearguard Circle. So it calls itself back out, so you can use itself plus your Trick Star to be able to get extra stuff off. So you can have either an extra booster or an extra attacker. The cards just kind of refund themselves. You still have to play a playset of this, or at least 3 copies of it, because it's all prayer cards. When we get more prayer support or more prayer dragons, obviously you'll probably try to remove some of them or play a miscellaneous amount of ratios of them, but obviously this card is good, even it being a rare. It's just, come on. Reusable XP material. I mean overlay material. I mean overdress dress material. Sparkle Reject Dragon. Functional reprint. It's good. Pick it up. It's Plasma Dragon, just like the previous PG. Pick it up. Fane's Power Dragon. Like as said, PGs and stuff like that. Those are staples. You want to pick them up if you don't have them. If you don't own them, come on. Fane's Powder Dragon. Okay. When this unit attacks Vanguard, this gets plus 2k for each of your opponent's open rearguard circle. Kind of cute, I guess. Hey Ghostwalker, how you doing, homie? We're doing a set review. Hopefully you enjoy it. I say 2. It's a common. I don't really expect much of it right now. Somebody hopefully could cue me in as to like how this could ever get good, but it's not good to me yet. So I'll give it, for the artwork, I give it a 1, and it calling itself Fans Powder Dragon, it's still kind of cool, so I give it a star for that. Equipped Steel Dragon Balkan. Let's see, it is a generic looking card, it seems. Counterblast 1, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets 5k. It seems like Overlord-ish support. It's generic enough to be used in almost any archetype. And it's until end of turn. It's an act. Yeah, and the only archetype I see that's really being played in is like Overlord maybe, but they already have their promo grade 1 being printed, so I feel that this is kind of redundant, and it's also Nahalem. But you tend to go through Soul a whole lot. Yo, Error Gaming, how you doing? Welcome. It's also a Prayer Dragon, I guess, but it's... I guess you could just give the 5k to your Van, but you use a whole lot of CB anyway, right? Because the Verena... No, your Vanguard uses CB, and one of the other Prayer Dragon uses CB. But you don't have to play this card. If it said, like, in your dress state that you can use this skill, sure. This is a solid 1 for me. It's cute. It has potential. It's cute, but... it's not that good right now. We have Flame Dragon. Not so bad. You got some Overdress starter decks yesterday. Is a placeholder card in your eyes? Yes, possibly. And like if you're playing on a budget and you don't have all of the other prayer cards, then I could see it being used. Yeah, sure, why not? But if you have all the prayer cards, which are usually all like rares and commons anyway, I don't see a reason. You know what I mean? When your Vanguard attacks, if your opponent has 2 or less rear guards, this could be used in like Eugene, possibly. Put this card into your soul. It could also be played in Tamayura. Put this unit into your soul, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 10k until end of turn. This could also be played in Premium. This could be played in a lot of different locations in different formats. I say Eugene is a pretty good place for this card. Also Overlord, but they don't retire a lot in Overlord. And your opponent needs to have 2 or less rear guards. It's kind of tough. I'd say it's a 1, but I could see potential for this card being used in different archetypes if you're playing on a budget. I could see it. Like on your first grade 3 turn, if you're in your Overlord state, you can like attack with your rear and give 10 to your Van, you know? But it seems like a waste. You know what I mean? Even Bavs can play, but its slots are full. You can't play this in Bavsagar anymore. You can't really. It doesn't... A Bavsagar attacks first, usually. Sadly enough. If it was a Prayer Dragon, it could have been kind of cute. But, again, sadly, I don't see it. Alright, so we also have the new Ride Line Grade 2s. Snuggling Blaze Maiden Ryu. When this unit is rode upon by Phoenix Yeva, look at the top 7 cards, choose up to 1 Prayer Dragon from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then on a rearguard circle, during your turn, if you have a Prayer Dragon, the unit in the same column as this unit, this gets plus 5. Pretty good. It's a human. It's not a Prayer Dragon, even though she does look kind of fiery, kind of spicy. She could become a 15k attacker. If you're looking for a budget option to play more copies of her, you could play more copies of her if you want to. I don't think she's that bad. If you don't have this, or if you have like space for grade 2s, I would rather run this card over the Prayer Dragon grade 2. You know, but you could run the Prayer Dragon grade 2 still if you need more Prayer Dragons, if you're not seeing enough. But I feel it's very, very weak. Then we have Sharp Equipped Dragon Armadus. This seems like a Prayer Dragon skill. It's a Prayer Dragon. Yep, it is a Prayer Dragon. When this becomes original dress, counterblast 1, choose one of your dress units, and it gets plus 10k until end of turn. That's pretty okay. Adamaros. It does use some CB though. So you might want to be careful about this. It's still a pretty good Prayer Dragon. Like, you play this card, if you have the space for it, you want to play as much Prayer Dragons as you want to, you probably play this card as well. It is a solid 4-star for me. It's until end of turn as well. You might not see much use outside of it after your turn, but if your opponent's going to be rushing you down, trying to catch up in damage with you, you'll be able to use this a lot more often. It's pretty okay. I still see the 4-star card. It's a great one. It's alright. Then we have Blaze Maiden Roselle. If you have a rear guard with original dress, this unit gets plus 2k plus 5 shields. So if you have cards in the dress state, whether or not overdress, cross-dress, seems okay. It seems alright. It's a 10k attacker, 10k booster, or 10k shield. It's okay, I guess. Meh? It is a Blaze Maiden card, so you could... It is just more Blaze Maiden support. Who knows? Heart Pounding Blaze Maiden Reno. A retrain of the grade 1. When it's rode on by Ryu, which is the grade 2 we just talked about. It's also a common. Search your deck up for one Trickstar, call it to rear guard circle, shuffle your deck. During your turn, if you have a Prayer Dragon in the same column as this unit gets plus 5. So, you know. Also, same deal. Prayer Dragons, if you don't have enough, or if you're looking for more slots to play, she's a good rear guard that you could bash your opponent with. Still pretty decent. She could be a 13k on her own, plus a booster, 21 column. Pretty decent. Then we have Surprise Egg. That's it. You could just run any starter. It's a Dragon Empire card, so you could run the Tamayuda starter, if anything, if you want to. Sure, go for it. Go wild. It doesn't matter. There's some people who used to actually run Trickstar instead, but now you actually... Since you can actually search for Trickstar directly, I don't know if you do. I don't know, do you? You don't have a lot of Soul Blast. Not a lot of cards that actually make you Soul Blast that often. So how do you get him in the drop zone? Because Ryu doesn't Soul Blast your cards to search for Prayer Dragon. It just looks at the top of 7 in your deck and gives you a Prayer Dragon. So, yeah, getting your Trickstar in a drop zone from Soul is going to be kind of tricky. It's still pretty okay though. So, entirely up to you guys. That's going to be a discussion for the ages again. What starter are you going to be running? I still like running the basic overdress starters because I still like the chance of drawing a card. And then we have Trickstar reprint. It's good. If you didn't pick up any starter decks, you can just pick this up here. Then we have Connecting Holy Flames. This is choose one of your Nirvana units in its card name, and it gets plus 20 until end of battle. That's pretty nice, because this is 33k. Your Vanguard becomes 33k. It's pretty okay. It's a Blood Sorter as well. So it can protect you against some relatively dangerous cards. I like it. I like it a lot as a Blood Sorter. If you needed some extra slots. Yeah, I think the artwork already is pretty okay. I would say this is a 3-star. If anything, 3. If you have any grade 3 slots that are still open, you can rock this card. Go ahead. Have fun. In your red line, you don't need to run Trickstar starter. As I said, It depends on what people are going to be running on some of their engines and stuff. We could take a look at some deck lists in a second from people who I don't think have the set 6 support yet, but are rocking some of the set 6 cards in their deck. So like the Blitz Orders and stuff. The Blitz Order, the PG Blitz Order. And now we have the triggers that have come out. Some of the Blaze Maiden stuff. Then we have Blaze Dual Monk and Blaze Sense Monk. So we have the Blaze Monks, Hakume and Sogyu. So Arch and Leonie, pretty good. Artwork's pretty beautiful. Up to your discretion on what type of triggers you want to run in your deck. I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to run. I think, so far, I think Dragon Empire feels really strong out of the gate. Like out of the box. Out of the box, if you have enough of Nirvana Yeva, if you have enough of the triple rares from this box, you kind of got a good deck to play a tournament with. But whether or not you get past top 4 isn't completely dependent on your own player skill and how little information your opponent knows about your archetype, or like what your ratios are. If your opponent doesn't know your ratios, I think you can probably catch people by surprise by doing some really janky stuff. I'm very surprised. I think they really outdid themselves. I think they felt that Dragon Empire has been struggling a little bit in the tournament scene. I mean, Nirvana itself has been doing pretty okay, right? Especially the Grade 4 Nirvana, but they wanted to give like a different approach to the whole entire archetype instead of building upon the Grade 4. Because they might have written themselves in a corner a little bit with the Grade 4 variant. Yeah, I really like, I like this. I like this a lot. Cool. So be awesome, stay awesome, guys. Coming up, we'll be talking a little bit about Kitter's Sanctuary.
No.